Hey guys, what's going on? This is Darth Arma doing a little commentary for HoneyBee and Biohazard as they decide to duke it out in a first to 5 in various different types of matchups. The first matchup that we're going to be getting is Biohazard sporting Black Manta. Should I talk over these? I shouldn't talk.
We both got the same dead eyes.
Begin.
Biohazard sporting Black Manta instead of the usual Bane that we're so used to falling in love with throughout various different streams. And HoneyBee, instead of being in the regular Flash gear or the Power Girl / Supergirl gear, he's sporting Mr. Freeze. Now this is just a premiere skin, so it's just a Captain Cold, but still very impressive nonetheless, seeing him picking up various different characters and, you know, playing at the highest level possible. Biohazard finding that full screen option there from Black Manta, utilizing that meter and trying to get as much damage on the board as possible here as he tries to desperately put HoneyBee in the corner, because when you give Mr. Freeze or Captain Cold enough real estate or enough room to breathe, it's really when they can set up shop and really hurt you. Oh, perfectly whiffed out that wake-up attack. Biohazard giving him the meter burn forward 3, using that one hit of armor to just blow up the wake-up and really make him hurt for it. Good hit confirmed there by Biohazard, not going with the meter burn, rather leaving him in that stagger there. And a good choice there by HoneyBee, going with the shot, knowing that Biohazard had no option, couldn't stay in there, and had to get out of there. HoneyBee trying to down 2, trying to do something at the wrong timing, forcing the clash.
I'm not the victim here.
Forcing the clash as he goes for 2 bars, opting at 25% as a health regain here, and HoneyBee's got his trait fully loaded. Now Biohazard's got to watch out, he does have the action of going into that snow globe, and this is gonna hurt as long as he keeps him in there.
Pressure crushing you yet?
My suit is guaranteed.
And that was going to be a really bad news for Biohazard. He stayed in there, was forced to go with the flash. And that anti-air, but down 2 from Mr. Freeze. Such a great hitbox, reduces your hurt box so low to the ground. A great way to anti-air any opponent trying to jump in. Hold on, full combo, cashing in. And Biohazard checks him with the down 1. Maybe trying to fight his way out. And, you know, catches Biohazard a little off guard. No full whip punish. He should have been dead. He should have been dead. Throws out the globe, and this is bad news here. Push blocks to get a little bit of breathing room. Biohazard has no choice. He has to go out there. And this time, HoneyBee waiting for it because last time he did it a little too early, or, you know, missed space that something happened there. But this time, HoneyBee was able to close it out. It really came down to that last decision there to just go into that teleport. You know, it's so hard to not want to pull the trigger there when you're Black Manta. You just want to go in immediately.
My price is access to the Atlantean archives.
I'm destroying them after I kill Aquaman.
Then you've iced our deal, Black Manta.
Begin.
I love that these premiere skins have like their own dialogue, their own intro codes. Such amazing detail that MS always puts in their games. Biohazard trying to whiff, trying to get something going there in terms of whiff punishing, floating, using that Black Manta character power to just take to the air, using that jet fuel. Looking for it again, this time HoneyBee, making sure and understanding fully what his options are once he does block. You know, because it's one of those things where you don't know if they're going to meter burn it or not, and whether they meter burn it, it kind of alters when they're going to recover, when they're going to land, and of course the follow-up hitbox. Oh, faking him out there. He thought he was going to go for a charge. Instead, stops charging, goes in with a normal button, advances forward, and gets a little bit of breathing room. Looking for the whiff punish, but whiff punish, the whiff punish attempt here, as Biohazard did not give him anything to whiff punish. That was a lot of whiff punishes. I'm not sure what the thought process was there. I guess he just figured, you know, he didn't really have too much to risk. He was trying to get in there as fast as possible with the teleport. HoneyBee in these strings here. HoneyBee finding himself in the corner, and of course, what's up Mr. Freeze gonna do once he's in the corner? He's gonna want to wake up. Oh, trying to get out of the globe, and he does not get frozen today. If he was in there for a second longer, that would have been combo city.
Cold death.
A fool like you can't stop me.
4 bars apiece, and they both decide to be the aggressor. Didn't want to give him any kind of breathing room to make some kind of comeback here. And it's really about who gets some space first.
Why don't you just give up?
Nora is not dead.
It's all about who you know, if Biohazard's gonna give HoneyBee some space or not to charge up that gun. Once he does charge it up, the options are gonna be his. If he doesn't die here, this is gonna be very close here. I think he is done. Biohazard meter burning it to ensure his victory, tying up the set 1-1. Greatest outro? Yeah, greatest outro. Greatest outro. Definitely. Alright, we're rematching it. We're staying here. Now, these guys are committed to these characters.
My father deserved a second chance.
What do you know of my pain?
Nothing perfect lasts forever.
Begin.
Now, these guys are committed to these characters in this first of 5. They're staying Black Manta. They're staying Mr. Freeze. You know, just to kind of draw it out and to see a different side of both these high-level players. Chucking in the wheelchair here. Great hit confirmed there by Biohazard, recognizing that he did hit, connected, and decided to extend his combo here. Oh, looking for the down 2. Not quite fast enough to whiff punish here, but HoneyBee does find himself getting a combo, pushing him a little bit closer to the middle of the screen. A little too close to charge, especially considering Black Manta's huge range on those normals as he just lunges towards you, leaping at you with his dagger. HoneyBee needs to kind of reevaluate that space a little bit more, and he needs to recognize that Black Manta has a very strong presence there. Putting in there and punishing HoneyBee, probably anticipating the meter burn there. Could have gotten more damage, but you know, it's kind of one of those guessing game situations. It's really, really hard to react to that thing last second. You kind of have to always assume that they're going to meter burn it, and a down 2 is a clean, safe way to make sure you always get into your punishes. You get a hit from there by Biohazard again, holding on to his meter, knowing that in a hit situation, meter burning those lasers is not really going to make it better. It's all about meter burning them, saving that meter for when they're blocked in order to keep it safe and to continue the momentum and the pressure stack. Trying to get level 3 charged up. He does have level 3 charged up. That's one of the character power that we don't usually see from Captain Cold. But he does have it as an option here. Meter burning the forward 3, just blowing up that one hit, just because that one hit of armor here has him on the ground. HoneyBee, he's up against the corner. What's he gonna do? He's in a very tight spot here, and Biohazard's not letting him go. He hits the level 3, keeping it unclashable. Back-to-back back 3s. Throwing out that ice, little ice globe there. And he goes for the super. I don't think HoneyBee bit, but not enough to punish it here. Hold on, Biohazard just took the lead just ever so slightly. Blocking that wake up and looking for a whiff punish there. A little too close. And Biohazard chips him out thanks to that last little bar of meter that he had. And Biohazard taking the lead in this first of 5, 2-1. Very impressive play here, especially considering and compared to that first game. A lot more drops.
We're sharks of the same shiver, Freeze.
I'm a scientist, not a psychopath.
We both got the same dead eyes.
Begin.
No first hit has been awarded yet, but HoneyBee decided to take to the sky, and Biohazard was ready there with his normal strings. Pretty quick. And the whiff punish here. And the combo getting a little bit more damage on the board here. HoneyBee desperately trying to backdash, desperately trying to get some real estate between himself and his opponent just to build up that trait. Oh, and what a drop punish there. Didn't go with the down 2. Not sure if he just kind of, you know, wasn't sure what happened right there in that situation. Biohazard did have the meter. He just opted not to use it. Again, just to kind of mess with the mentality of HoneyBee in terms of how to punish this properly. Level 2 is ready. Oh, we're going to see a globe here. Goes for the throw tech. And back-to-back shots. Now, that's the second time I noticed Biohazard trying to advance after getting hit by that projectile. You know, it's a very rare instance where that's going to be the right decision to do. You're at such a negative frame advantage that you're not going to be able to move and get out of there. And he knew he was going to wake up. He knew that waking up was his option to go for right there. He recognized the globe was coming out and he said, I don't want anything to do with that. And it was the right call. If HoneyBee blocked it, that would have been a really, really bad combo. Possibly forced the clash to come out. Hold on, Biohazard holding on to it here. HoneyBee, I know opting, he could have got free damage there, but instead opting to charge up his trait, mainly because he's making this play to avoid the clash here, because he knows that Biohazard has all this meter to work with. Now, how's Biohazard going to do it? Is he going to hold on to that meter and for a clash that's never going to happen, or is he going to utilize all the resources that he has right now? And it looks like he's trying to utilize them with the meter burn back 3, you know, trying to chip him out here. Hold on, nah, never mind, holding on to that meter. Okay, HoneyBee in an okay spot here. He does get comboed again. He could clash. Hold on, not enough! And a great block, great reactions by HoneyBee, recognizing that the overhead was coming. Looking for something. It took so many tries. I'm seeing so many forward 3s. Oh, and the level 3 came to save the day. The character power traded up and charged all the way to level 3. Such a quick attack there, and you know, especially when it comes down to the wire, it perfectly transfers over to an unclashable situation.
My father deserved a second chance.
What do you know of my pain?
Nothing perfect lasts forever.
Begin.
Oh, whiff punishing there. Now you have to be really, really far away from Black Mana to make that string whiff punish, but you know, HoneyBee understands it, he understands the spacing, and he was just right in that perfect spot. That's exactly where Mr. Freeze or Captain Cold really wants to play in this matchup. Either very, very up close, up front, getting those hits, or pretty much almost up to the screen. Biohazard making sure it hurts because he's not sure when's the next time he's going to finally get a hit, finally get his hands there, and HoneyBee gets out of the corner. Biohazard in a bad spot here. Chucks the toilet, uses the meter burn to make sure that it is a free chuck. You know, you get 2 or 3 hits of armor whenever you meter burn it inactive. And holding on and not hitting the rest of that string. Biohazard decides to kind of cash in, go for the throw, knowing HoneyBee was just looking to block, not looking to press buttons, not looking to tech any kind of throws here. Oh no! You hate to see that type of thing happen. He was so sure he harpooned him so perfectly, and the animation just drew him just a little bit closer to that ice puddle, leaving him susceptible to a full combo. And there it is again. Hold on, I think we just learned something here. HoneyBee might want to look into that, just to kind of, you know, throw those ice puddles down a little bit more frequently, as it does seem to shut off an option that Biohazard has. Meter burns it to extend the combo, flipping out for 2 bars just to, you know, save a little bit of damage on the board. You know, it is a very expensive option here. Biohazard connecting the throw, keeping HoneyBee in the corner, and getting down 2 for his troubles. HoneyBee playing aggressive. He knows he can't sit back, especially knowing that he's got the level 2 trait already charged up. And we're not seeing any kind of grenades to throw with right in front of each other. And there's the jump in here. The globe is out. This is going to be very tough. He doesn't want to go into a combo situation because he knows he's looking for the clash, and perfectly played there out by HoneyBee, understanding that when he hit him, he needed to stop. He needed to just cash in from the globe, and Biohazard just kind of caught in a very uncomfortable spot. Didn't know whether to look for the clash, didn't know whether to try to get out of there.
Your knowledge could save my beloved.
I use science to kill people.
Then you are of no use to my research.
Begin.
My research. Jumping in right out the gate, HoneyBee, and then he punishes the down 1 background bounce attempt. Now, that's one of those things where it's so much meterless damage that, you know, even though it's unsafe, a lot of players just love going right into the down 1 background bounce. Because it's not the easiest thing to punish in the world, but, you know, he did pretty much just hand HoneyBee the first hit of bonus meter. Just staggering, keeping him there. HoneyBee didn't know whether to block. He didn't know whether he should jump. Didn't know if he should think about going for a meter burn back 3. And again, jumping in over to the other side, crossing him up, and extending this combo here thanks to the corner. Hold on, a little bit of a drop there, and HoneyBee definitely not happy with that decision there. That drop of the combo. Hold on. He's ready to just make amends with it. Just looking forward, leaving the past in the past, and pressing those buttons, hoping and betting correctly that Biohazard is not going to wake up with that wake-up move. And again, just stopping him before he can even get anything clashes.
Won't be catch and release.
You can't stop my research.
Clashes immediately. He wanted nothing to do with that. The globe was set up. He was going to go for an instant jump 3. It would have been tough to get out of. It would have been a very, very tough situation to get out of. So, HoneyBee just has to look for it again. This time, he won't have Clash available to him. You only get 1 Clash per game. Alright, not cashing out in terms of damage, but instead looking for a setup. I guess he's considering that he does not have the option to Clash just because Biohazard has so much more meter than him, and there's no way he's going to build it up. Smart move there by HoneyBee, ensuring that he was safe all around. Hold on, throwing out that globe, wasting that entire character power, and Biohazard reads it perfectly.
I'll do anything to save Nora.
Your family will pay.
Reads the wake-up ice wall perfectly. Biohazard holding on to that 1 bar, letting HoneyBee get 15% back. Oh, and there's just a giant wall in the way. No way he was going to give me the opportunity. Possibly looking for a regular projectile, possibly looking for a trait charge, but I don't think Biohazard was expecting that wall just out of nowhere. And good presence of mind there by HoneyBee.
My price is access to the Atlantean archives.
I'm destroying them after I kill Aquaman.
Then you've iced our deal, Black Manta.
Begin.
Alright, sorry for the repeat intros, but you know, I love them. I'm talking over them as much as I have talked over them. They're just so great. Throwing up the wall there, taking him to the sky. However, he's out of jet fuel. He's got to hit. He's got to come back to the ground and wait for it to charge up. Hold on, HoneyBee utilizing that background bounce and just ending the combo right where he couldn't have gotten too much more damage in that situation because he already started the combo with the background bounce. Decides to just freeze him in place with the meter burn low puddle, and you know, take that time to charge up. He's looking for another hit, or he's looking for a situation where he just throw the grenade out there. He can't throw it out too willy-nilly out in the neutral because Black Manta does have that teleport, and HoneyBee off to a much better start here. He is on set point. Just 1 game away from taking his first to 5. He's not too far behind, and Biohazard's been so good at whiffing out those wake-up attempts. And, you know, it doesn't work on everybody's wake-ups, but it works on a lot of characters' wake-ups in this game. So if you really, really know your opponent's going to go for it, you know, it's really not a bad option. You know, even if they don't bite, you're usually left at plus rates. Keeping him on the ground, looking for the wake-up this time. HoneyBee altering the wake-up timing, going with the delayed wake-up. Okay, gets out of the globe, and he wasn't expecting it one bit.
This is a cold hand.
Let's see if your corpse floats.
You know, that's really the thing with when you're playing Captain Cold or Mr. Freeze. You really, when you throw up that globe, you just kind of, sometimes you feel like, okay, it's done. I set up shop, I have all the room I can to just rinse and repeat, but not when your opponent has a teleport like Black Manta. I don't know how HoneyBee's going to get out of this situation. He is down to absolutely nothing, and Biohazard looking to make this comeback. The score is now 3-4 in favor of HoneyBee, but Biohazard not too far away, really just 1 game behind. And, you know, so far, and this is the first of this, you know, different first to 5. Again, this is offline. This is Biohazard and HoneyBee. These guys are very familiar with each other. They're very familiar with each other's play styles.
Could save my beloved.
I use science to kill people.
Then you are of no
And I
use
love
to my
that they
research.
want to commit and go into the different skins of these alternate characters, just showing everybody these obscure matchups being played at the utmost, highest level possible. And the whiff punish here by Biohazard. Looking for something, and again, just whiffing right in front of Black Manta's face. That is a very dangerous thing to do. The whiff ranges are so far. Looking for something here. Throwing out those rockets. Now you gotta be careful of those rockets. Those rockets only hit high, so you can usually avoid all of them by just ducking and crouching. Jumping in there, hitting him there with the, I believe that is the overhead portion of that string. Chucking the harpoon, hoping HoneyBee was going to move, but this time he did take to the sky, immediately hitting his jumping 1 or his jumping 2. And Biohazard all over it. Oh no, he's got to watch out. He didn't remember it happened 2 games ago.
You're unprepared for winter.
HoneyBee not trying to trail away too far here, trying not to let Biohazard get too close to this set. Checking the icicles here. Biohazard wakes up looking for HoneyBee's own wake up here, but HoneyBee just didn't bite, didn't give it to him. And again, it comes down to those whiff punishes.
I'm not the victim here.
It comes down to those whiff punishes. Biohazard doing such a great job of maintaining the neutral, making sure that HoneyBee can't just press buttons willy-nilly here, but he's doing a pretty bad job of stopping him from jumping in, as HoneyBee hasn't decided to stop it at any point during the set. The down 2, connecting, hitting something, and deciding to cash in with that time, and decides to charge up his gun, charge up his character power. Now, he does have access to the glow, but I don't think Biohazard's going to give him an opportunity to do it. Keeping him right there. Now, while Biohazard's in that little snow field, he's actually going to be taking a small amount of damage. Had to force the clash.
You will shatter like ice.
This is big. He can use... Okay, he's going to use 1 bar, 15%. Now, HoneyBee's still at a pretty bad spot here, especially because Biohazard has a meter. Hold on. And he cashed it in there. You know, that laser, it doesn't reach full screen until you meter burn it. He meter burned it, making sure it made contact. And then once he knew it made contact, once it chipped him away a little bit more, he knew all it took was 1 lunge to take out HoneyBee. And we're going to a game 5 here, 4-4.
We're sharks of the same shiver freeze.
I'm a scientist, not a psychopath.
We both got the same dead eyes.
Begin.
Alright, and out the gate, the down 1 into background bounce. Like I said, just so much free meterless damage here. And HoneyBee deciding to go with the damage over the setup here, especially considering that, you know, these setups this entire set haven't really been doing much for HoneyBee in terms of keeping Biohazard at bay. So I think he really should go more for damage and less for setup trick time. The double air shot there, going in with the jumping 3 and then trying to end it with the harpoon. Oh, and the jump it immediately connecting there, getting past those lasers, had enough time to charge up to level 2 and continue the combo, finishing that first great health bar of Biohazard. A forward 3, good block there by Biohazard, recognizing it and immediately standing for the overhead. Watch out for the air rockets. Meter burning the laser just to keep himself in a safe little spot here, and also to inflict a little bit more chip damage and hitting him with the harpoon just for sitting down there and trying to down 2, trying to anti or anything he was throwing his way. The forward 3 and Biohazard immediately backdashing. Once he sees it, once he recognizes he's in those negative frames, he doesn't want to be anywhere near him.
This won't be catch and release.
You can't stop my research.
He's got 3 bars, he's got all the choices here, decides to use 2 in case HoneyBee wanted to go for 1. 25%, not a bad deal at all. For the down 1, and HoneyBee just a little too scared, a little too stiff, looking like a deer caught in headlights. Hold on, uses the interactable. Biohazard not in the globe anymore, and HoneyBee lets him get out of there. However, it did cost him a little bit of damage here. HoneyBee, again, desperately looking for that level 2. Finds the hit. Oh, ducks right under the high. Hits him with the throw. Now, Biohazard's got to be careful of this clashable situation. Hold on, this might be it. Rolls out of there just for 1 last attempt here. It's going down to the wire. Oh, puts on the spikes because he knows he's going to be doing damage over time if he's near him. And the wake up, he wasn't ready for it. HoneyBee barely taking that set by the skin of his teeth over his brother Biohazard. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this, you guys can follow me on Twitter, on YouTube, or on Twitch at Darth Arma, and be sure to look forward to the rest of the set. They've got a whole great lineup, and it's just them 2 playing various different matchups at the highest level possible. Very impressive stuff. Make sure you subscribe and follow HoneyBee on all his channels. Take it easy.